Okay, so I had to make this video. I had to laugh at this situation and ultimately maybe even get mad at it, because here's the deal. Yesterday, the internet broke and I absolutely adored it. Now, the story behind this tweet, basically calling out IGN, but in a joke, they were joking about it, and it sets the internet ablaze. Firstly, in just nonstop support for this article and so many likes and so many, you look in the replies of Twitter of this, and you see just the people that are against it, they are being, it's like 100 replies to like 10 likes. And then you see people that are in support of it, it's like 500 likes and 0 replies, right? Nobody has anything to say about it because they agree. It is hilarious. And the gaming, like, you know, we talk about gaming journalists and we talk about them crying, we talk about them, you know, all of the, you know, going in their corners and stuff. This is the ultimate. And here's the deal. And I want to read over this tweet, but I want to say this early, is when you have people taking this much of a like opposition towards a joke, it's a joke, but because they're taking it so seriously, I'm inclined to believe that they're kind of onto something. You know, if you can't, like, okay, if you're downright insulting somebody, is it hard to laugh at that? Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to laugh at it. You probably are going to get a bit defensive. But when it's a joke, when it's basically satire, right, when it's one of those kind of things, if you're attacking it to the point of saying, take that down, I don't want that online, take it down, this is bad timing, all this stuff, I'm going to believe that you actually think there's some shred of truth in it. And it's not even belief. We know that gaming journalists do this stuff, and like everybody knows it, and they're just being caught and they're embarrassed as heck. Okay, so it's very, very funny. But before I get in, I know a long opening, but make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, all that stuff. Hit the like button. This video is not going to give a notification, so make sure you guys hit the like button, spread around, and laugh together. Don't contact anybody, by the way. Keep it all here just to laugh at it. There's definitely people on our side, like, in this entire situation. But here's the thing. Hard Drive magazine, IGN writer excited to start playing game he just finished reviewing. 31.3 thousand likes, 5,707 retweets, and then 1,700 quote tweets. Now, one of the things that has kind of surfaced because of this is this article is years old. I believe it's like over 2 years old, and the person that wrote this article isn't even there anymore. Okay, they don't even work there, but I mean, it literally set the world aflame. So if you scroll through, and I'm sure I'll show you guys some screenshots, well, not anybody, there are some people that are against it that are not in the gaming, you know, industry, but there are several people that are like this. There's one person, 191 replies to 5 likes. They're a 12-year veteran. There is countless people from IGN themselves. There's like, I think 5 or 6 people that I saw just myself that were saying, you know, this is really bad timing. I know this is a joke, but it's a mistimed joke. You have people that say, you know, you rarely miss, but this is a big miss. You have something that says, just delete this. I mean, it is absolutely hilarious. And most, well, okay, like, you'll go to videos and they'll say, you know, most people that are defending this are blank and are blank. You know, I want to say that too. I also want to be I think I'm different than a lot of the other channels. So I don't want to make it like just a blanket statement like that, but a lot of blue check marks. And again, like, not like just because you have a blue check mark doesn't inherently make you evil. It's just that most times, you know, certain things happen, but it doesn't immediately make you bad. But you see a lot of blue check marks. But no, in all honesty, the major thing that you see is a lot of industry people all banding together. And I mean, what I think they're so, okay, you know, if you're an up-and-coming gaming journalist, I have nothing against you. In fact, I know there's people that watch my channel, that are subscribed, they follow me over on Twitter, all that stuff, that work on like side websites or side publications, and they want to make it like big time. Like, I know there's people that aspire to be gaming journalists. So when I say like gaming journalists are stupid or gaming journalists are like they're just awful, right? They sit in their corner. You know, I am saying it as like all of them, but I don't truly mean every single one. I know there are good up-and-coming ones. I do know there are good people in the industry. I mean, I'm not a big fan of everything Colin Moriarty has ever said or done, but I respect the heck out of that guy in terms of what he's done in the gaming industry and what he's still doing. And just his ability to not be in a hive mind of everybody else that just talks exactly the same. But again, that's the thing that these people, I'm specifically talking about these journalists that have a problem with this stuff, they are the idiots. They truly are, because they don't understand that they're doing it, number one, to themselves already. They're the reason why articles like this exist. And then secondly, they're only making it worse now. So what's a couple things that's happened? Well, number one, how does an article like this even start? Well, it's because this stuff actually does happen. Now, again, this article was written several years ago. I don't even know if this was written before or after Days Gone, but Days Gone is obviously a game that is kind of gaining popularity. Just came out on PC, right? Obviously a very big PlayStation game that's gone through, Days Gone 2, all that stuff, all that kind of controversy. But what was one of the biggest things with Days Gone? It's pretty much everybody knows. A lot of journalists that reviewed the game, specifically on day one, did not beat the game. They played a couple hours and they reviewed it. And now, can you talk about a game with only playing a few hours? Yes, I've actually done that. But what I try to do is I don't call it review. I just say impressions, or here, I've played 6 hours of the game. Here's what I think about the game. Why IGN, Polygon, Kotaku, why all these sites feel the need to lie about it is beyond me. They could do an impressions video or an article after the first 5 to 10 hours. Then they can say, okay, in 4 or 5 days, we're going to have beaten the game. Then we'll do the review. They're not going to lose a lot of traffic, all this. And I mean, they get less and less traffic every year, all that stuff. So it's pathetic. It really is pathetic. But you have Days Gone. There's countless examples of games, and really any game that comes out. I follow certain people that'll call this stuff out. Every game that's come out, and Returnal is obviously a good one too. There's been screenshots of all the literally dozens of reviews of the journalists reviewing it, and then accidentally admitting in the review that they haven't even beaten half the game yet. How are you reviewing it? The word review. Do you watch half an hour of a movie and review it, or do you watch the full movie? And if you do that, why is it any different with a game? Now again, you can talk about the game, but to say you're reviewing the game when you didn't see the ending, maybe there's some mechanics that all that stuff. So that's the first biggest thing. Why is an article like this? And it's oh my God, give this a like. Like this video, okay? Follow me on Twitter, but find this article, and you can go to my Twitter for that. Find this article and leave it a like, because it's hilarious. IGN reviewer finally decides to play the game right at they just reviewed it and now they're gonna start playing it. I mean, okay, yes, that doesn't happen. That's actually a lie, but it's satire. It's a joke, but it's not. And this is, this brings us up to the present. So how did something like this happen in the first place? Well, it's because of years of distrust between journalists just lying, and I mean journalists in general, but in this case, gaming journalists lying and making stuff up. And we all know they don't actually beat all their games. Maybe they beat some, but they don't beat all of them. But we know that, and that's just something that's grown and grown and grown for years and years and years. So that's how an article like this is made. And then what about the present? Okay, well, the article is made. It is clearly a joke because it doesn't. They do play a little bit of the game. They don't beat the whole thing, but they also don't not play it. What they don't like. Some I think do. Some I truly don't think actually play their games. But that's an aside. But here's the issue with, or I guess their issue. It's not our issue. We can laugh at this. See, they're losing. They're losing this fight. My YouTube channel is not the biggest in the world. It's hard to say I'm beating them. But in general, gaming journalists and the old dinosaur media of IGN and all that stuff, they are dying. They are dying. They're losing money, they're losing employees, they're losing what makes them good more than anything else. IGN is not what it was 10 years ago. Kotaku is not at all what it was 10. I mean, these are not the same thing. So they're slowly dying and just changing in a bad way. And they're losing to all of these other YouTubers and all this stuff, Twitch streamers, and they can't handle it. They can't. And I do understand it, because if you're dying, you as a person, you're gonna fight you're gonna kick and scratch and all that stuff till your last breath, right? You want to stay around. So I get why they would be defensive, because you have to, because you're literally about to be kicked off. You're gonna lose all your money, all your popularity, all the stuff that they care about. They're gonna lose all that stuff, so they need to make a big deal out about it. But in the present time, one of the weaknesses is it signals a couple different things. Number one, it continues to build the narrative, which is a true narrative that they don't want to admit is real. They want to actually admit that it's not, that everybody thinks exactly the same. See, when you have all of these mainstream, so again, you have Colin Moriarty in those tweets, okay? He's agreeing with the article. There's loads of people agreeing with the article, but very few of them are in the industry. And even Colin, I wouldn't even argue is, right? He's kind of sitting right off to the left side, just kind of watching it and being a part of it. But you have all of these people that are complaining, and they're all the same people. They all have blue, again, they either have a blue check mark or they talk all exactly the same, where they don't have personalities, they don't have character, they don't have, I guess people follow them. I really don't know who and why you would follow people like this, but they're all the exact same person. And that's a big thing that I think people have started to talk about and realize over the last, again, like 5 or so years, is a lot of these people, IGN doesn't have individuals anymore. Back with Colin and Greg and there was, and I'm naming like PlayStation people back then with IGN, but there was a load, there was the Nintendo staff, Xbox, they had loads of people. And you went to, I at least did, for individual people, not for IGN as a whole, because I think it's just boring, right? You're just reading words on a screen, okay? Now, it's literally anybody, and there's probably, there's hundreds of employees, any of them could have written the article because they're all the exact, none of them are interesting, none of them are different, they're all the exact same person. And we've been saying this, I've been saying this, a lot of people have been saying this, and again, they'll always say, no, that's not true. I mean, speak your mind, we want you to be an individual, we want you to be you, and the difference is when I say that, and I truly do say that all the time in these videos, versus when they say that, they are liars, they're outright liars. I'm actually accepting of other people. I'm actually accepting if you don't agree with me to let me know in the comments, or literally we can have different political opinions or different gaming opinions. You could be Xbox, I'd be it could be anything, and it's fine. I mean, there's no like threatening, like there's rules, I guess, but besides certain things, it's completely cool. With them, specifically how you talk and how you think, obviously none of them can take a joke. They're like 0 of them can take a joke, you know what I mean? So that's a big issue, and they did it to themselves, and they're still doing it. They're so stupid, they don't realize it right now. They're doing it again. They're all literally being babies to this form of, or I guess to the way of censorship. They want the article taken down. They're that offended by a clear joke, unless it's not a joke, unless they know people in IGN and other, I mean, I'm going to specifically say IGN just because the article is literally IGN reviewer. Unless they know people at IGN right now that are like, oh shoot, you never played that game at all, but you reviewed it. Unless they know that and they're like afraid of it getting out, why would you even be mad at a thing like this? Now, the biggest thing, and I know I'm saving this to the very end to say, the biggest thing that people are saying, certain people online are saying, like, this is just a bad time. They're trying to fight for their independence with the whole, stuff in the other side of the world, in which we're not going to get into that kind of stuff. But, they're gaming journalists already get picked on enough. Again, Jesus Christ, shut up. I mean, there's people that aren't even quote unquote gaming journalists saying that, but there are definitely people that are also still idiots. I mean, come on. Journalists do not have the hardest job of mankind. That's one of the most laughable things you could ever say. Specifically, well, in this world that we live in right now, no journalist has it tough, okay? None of them have it tough, okay? They ask the easiest questions of mankind. They don't actually do journalism. They suck at their job. They're liars. I mean, they literally do the opposite of what a journalist, is anyway. So to say stuff like that is just stupid in the first place. Again, are there good ones? Yes, I'm being general, but I do mean like 95%. There's a 5% that's good, but there's really like a 95% that's bad. Is there upcoming people that are good? For sure. And I want the good upcoming people to get rid of the dying old ones. That's what I personally, they're the better ones anyway, so why can't they replace them? So, it's just, those people that say, this is just a wrong time, they're fighting for their independence, oh, get off, leave, quit IGN then if that's the situation. That is the stupidest thing. And also, again, like, they already get bombarded with all this hate that people believe this stuff, and then you write this article and that only makes it worse. Again, why does that upset them? Well, why would people be saying it in the first place if there wasn't a shred, in my opinion, a shred of truth? Now, again, I'm not saying because you say something, because you make a declaration, or because you float something out there, immediately there's a shred of truth to it. No, people can make up stuff, literally, that's just a lie. But I know in my heart, I think all of us know in our heart, that this is real, that they legitimately don't do this. They don't actually, do they play some of them? Yes, but do they play all of them? Absolutely not. They start it themselves because they are liars and they don't do it. And so again, when they say, well, people pick on us, people make fun of us every day, people say that we don't beat our games, well, maybe it's because they're right, and you can't take it. And then you see an article like this, and you're like, shoot, this is getting so much positive reception, people are seeing it, people know it's a joke, but they're laughing at it because it's real, because, like, the thing directly next to it is real, and we want to take it down. They need to take it, and by the way, censorship, which they're supposed to be anti. Again, you're allowed to say whatever, you're allowed to be whatever you want, oh, but if you write an article against us, oh, can't have that, take it down. So again, hypocritical, that's what they are. Idiots, that's also what they are. Crybabies, that's what they are. So that's this thing. And I've seen other channels, you know, cover this as well. I haven't watched any of them because I wanted to give my own. And I think I'm different. You know, I've seen like Yellow Flash or The Quartering. I think they covered it. It's like I'm very much different from those channels anyway. And specifically even because I cover a lot of games. I am, I guess, kind of in the industry without actually being part of it. So I think I could provide a different perspective. I love it. It did so many things. To end the video, we're going to end it right here. This is a very long video. To end the video, it did so many things all in once. It solidified people's opinions. It showed, again, what journalists have done in the past and what they're still doing in the present. Again, it shows that they're hypocrites themselves, shows that they can't take a joke. So many things. Very good. Just keep it up. This article, even though it was written years ago, share it every week because you're gonna have. The site's probably gonna be taken down at some point because of all this stuff. But I guess enjoy it while you can, right? So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what'd you think? Did you get a good laugh at it like I did? Maybe you don't agree with me. That's completely okay. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Again, all my social media stuff is in the description below too if you guys want to check all that stuff out. Happy Memorial Day. This will be the last video of today, so I will see you guys all on tomorrow's videos.